Greetings, this is Graham Warren working with you on the juice bar simulation model. In this clip, I want to just explore the model with you. It's exposed here. We've got a juice bar which sees arrivals. It's in an airport setting, supposedly. It sees arrivals at the rate of, I believe, 65 per hour. See what the details are on that. So if I go into the properties of each of these blocks, we can easily just determine that. So it's arrival rate, but arrival rate is in fact a parameter, and the default setting, I think, is 65. So this would be the base case. And then the folks that come to this juice bar looking for a smoothie or some sort of juice beverage, are served by two humans. In the base case, they each have their own line, and they provide service, I believe, with a normally distributed service with a mean of default of 40 standard deviation of 20 seconds. They don't have any training. They're not pooling the queue that these customers line up in. So the customers are going to have to decide which of the two servers they're going to pursue. The option to replace one or both of the servers with juice bots is available. You could also hire additional human staff or juice bots. So simulation is relatively flexible in that you could increase the counts of both humans and juice bots. So after the folks arrive, we click two timers. The first timer is going to figure out how long they're in the line. So until they have a server, that's time in the line. And so this second timer actually is the one that's measuring the time in the system, and we're going to create a histogram of those times of times in the line here. This is from timer 2. If I click on this, you can see it should reference the time 2 end distribution, and this time 2 end is connected to timer 2 start. And then timer 1 start is connected to this one here that measures the time in the system. All right, so they grab either a human server or a juice bot. There are alternative sets, and they then go through prep, the juice prep, then click the timer again, and then it will release the server, and that's it. So a very simple process. This one is the first one that we're seeing with some in-game controls, and we'll experiment with that as we get into the different cases in the next clip and beyond. These parameters here are hidden in the actual simulation. There's also a time and system data set so that we configure the mean service time. And I've also got, so these are the controls here. They're going to allow us to control the arrival rate, the mean, the human service time mean, the human service time standard deviation, the number of human servers, the number of juice bots. And then in the dashboard, of course, we've got these two histograms, but we're also going to be able to see the utilization on the human servers and the baristas. We're also going to get the queue length, in the real-time queue length, and we're also going to get a median time in system. So what else to say here? There's a little animation, very simple. It just shows which agents in the simulation are idle and which are busy. And the key here is the juice bot looks like a robot arm. The human server is sort of a person with a white shirt of some kind, and then a customer is just denoted using a black circle. And these two things here are the resource pools. So in the base case, we have one human server and then a one juice bot. Okay. So, okay, I think we're ready. In the next clip, we'll start experimenting with these various base cases.